some of my new friends out there in the audience. For those of you who do not know me, I am Margaret Elizabeth Ann Wellington, an exchange student from Young Victoria's Academy in North Piddle, Wiltshire, England. I must say, you Yanks do have some peculiar ways over here in the colonies, or, as I hear you call it now, the United States of America. For example, my first day in Miss Patterson's class, I asked where the loo was. Miss Patterson said, "Audrey, take Margaret Elizabeth Ann to the loo." The next thing I knew, I was in Miss Wren's second grade Hardy classroom, standing next to a small lad. Miss Wren said, "Margaret Elizabeth Ann, this is Lou. Lou, this is Margaret Elizabeth Ann." Well, I'm afraid that didn't help my situation at all. I am also having a bit of difficulty in the cafeteria. Well, I've discovered they do not offer tea and that they never serve fish and chips. Ever at all. It's really quite dreadful. Now, I'd like to talk about a subject they offer here at your Sacred Heart Academy. English. Well, I'm afraid you've got it all wrong. The first day in the class, I thought it was a second language class. I mean, I can barely understand a word you are saying. And I think I myself ought to know a thing or two about the subject. After all, I am English. And, you are Americans. Speaking of English, I am sure most of you, at least a few of you, okay, maybe one or two of you, are familiar with the names Milton, Dickens, and Shakespeare. For those of you who do not know, they are fellow Englishmen and quite famous writers. Well, regardless, from what I have observed here at my time in Sacred Heart, that without the help of another Englishman, or should I say, English woman, a Miss J.K. Rowling, all of you would still be reading Dick and Jane. Well, that is enough about our differences. Let's talk about things we love on both sides of the pond. We both love a good football match, right? Yeah. And I understand the most important football match of the year in America is taking place later today. A fourth grade Hardy boy was telling me a bit about it, and from what he said, you Americans don't quite have the game down yet. First of all, you use your hands an awful lot. It is called football, isn't it? Last time I checked. And second, the ball you use is completely misshapen. Well, another thing we have in common is the love of a good song. We all love the Beatles, right? I'm sure you all know this one, so please, join along. The Queen had a pock of tea, pock of tea, pock of tea. The Queen had a pock of tea and sipped it from her cup. Come on now, the Queen had a pock of tea, pock of tea, pock of tea. The Queen had a pock of tea and sipped it from her cup. Take it you all didn't know it then. And speaking of royalty, I was quite offended when my social studies teacher, you know, the one nearly as tall as Big Ben, Mr. Lothian, referred to our beloved King George III as something of a bloody scoundrel. Excuse me, must have a spotter team. Well, I have about 4 more months left here at your Sacred Heart Academy. By June, I believe, I pray, and I desperately hope that I understand your strange American ways and that I have imparted upon you a bit of culture, a bit of civility, and a bit of what I like to call the proper English way, which you, sir, have certainly not learned. Yes, you right there, the front. And one more thing. God save the Queen.